Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 2022 Fall Equinox, or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, Spring Equinox reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, this is a reading, Cancer, for the Fall Equinox. And again, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, this is a reading for the Spring Equinox. Now, the Fall Equinox in the Northern Hemisphere is a time of growth and expansion. The Southern Hemisphere and the Spring Equinox is a time of release and renewal. So let's see what energy we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. We have the Four of Swords. So there's going to be two ways that we look at this. Okay, Cancer, two ways that are very much coming up during this time. And the first one is with the Four of Swords, is that we're going to need to rest. We're going to be pushing ourselves very, very hard, and we're going to need to rest. We're going to need to step back, sit within ourselves, sit within our energy, see what we need, see what we desire, or else our bodies are going to make us rest by giving us a cold or, a headache or something like that just makes us put the brakes on. Now, this can also be that we just don't want to rest at all. We just don't, and we can be fighting it 100% of the time. And again, that's where Spirit is saying that your body will make you rest. Now, the other side of the coin here is that we just feel completely lethargic the whole entire time, that it's hard to get out of bed. And we have to be very mindful of this because we're going to go from one extreme to another. Either we're just going to be pushing ourselves, and then there's that crash. So be very, very mindful of this for the fall spring equinox. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Yeah. Okay. So what's so interesting here is that we first have we have the Eight of Swords crowning everything. So we have a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of us in our own mind here, Cancer. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles moving us forward. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. A path has been laid. Now, this could be a path was laid by an earth sign energy or somebody who is astoundingly pragmatic. And we're walking in those footsteps now. Now, the Queen of Swords is also air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a sense of somebody being very blunt of words, okay? They have a very blunt way of speaking, a very forthright way of being. They say it as it is, even if you didn't want to hear it. And that's just this personality type. There's this person around you. I see them very much as a very strong, probably older woman, because this is somebody who's grown into their maturity. But this could just be a person who has always been just so forthright and assured of themselves. Like they have this assurity to them that you might say like is beyond their years. But there is this energy here of this person helping to guide you forward, but also they say things, they're going to say something. 3 things, okay? 3 things said. And it's going to be that they all align in a certain way, and it's going to be telling you to wake up towards something. Okay, here, Cancer, it's going to be, look at it this way, look at it like this. It's time to stand forward in your power and in your purpose. Okay, so that's going to come out very, very profoundly here, and it's going to be with the road laid by this person who is an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or again, just a very pragmatic person. Now, this can also be somebody who says something to you about the path that you're laying down for yourself financially, for your own financial future here, Cancer. Now, with the High Priestess, the veil is being lifted from your eyes, and you need to trust your inner intuition more and more. And yet, that's going to be one of the hardest things that we find that we're able to do during this time. Trust ourselves, trust our intuition, trust, the guidance that is leading us. So just be very aware of this, that we're going to be kind of wishy-washy on a couple of things, on the way that we're moving forward and what we're looking towards, on where we want to be for ourselves and what we desire, because we're wrapped up in our own heads, and people aren't going to see it. They're going to see you as being assured. They're going to see you as being confident. You very much also embody the Queen of Swords during this time, especially if you have strong, air sign energy within your chart, or you're born on the cusp with Gemini. That's going to be a very powerful part of you. Your heart and your mind are coming together, and you're just going to be much more forthright during this time. But there's also a sense of, am I making the right move? Am I moving forward correctly? Am I going to misstep? Am I going to have things fall apart? How are things moving forward for me? So with the Eight of Swords, we're just in our own head, and we're overthinking, overanalyzing to the point where it almost becomes terrifying to take a step. But that's going to be what we need to do. We need to take that step, no matter how terrified we are, because we do have this path that is laid down for us. Now, it's either by our angels, by our spirit guides. I see this as being much more substantial. So a person has kind of like laid down the path for us or helped us, but there is a sense of this guidance. Now, it can also be somebody who has passed on, who is guiding us from the other side, who is guiding us, who is saying, listen, I'm here for you. I wanted to succeed this way, and now, it's your turn to succeed this way, because I don't think they got to succeed quite the way that you are going to get to. With the High Priestess, the veil is being lifted from your eyes. You're seeing things so much more clearly. And yet, this is going to be a time, Cancer, where you doubt that clarity just so profoundly. It's going to be like, oh no, I can't do this. Oh no, I can't move forward this way. Like, no, this is absolutely wrong. With the High Priestess, trust your intuition, trust your inner voice, your guidance. When you start to feel overwhelmed, make sure you remember to breathe. Do something that can just calm you. And whether that's breathing, whether that's, going outside, whether that's, just listening to some music, whatever it is, make sure that you do it, Cancer, because you're opening up your eyes, you're opening up yourself to ideas and instincts and understandings that are really quite powerful for you. And you don't want this time to pass you by. You don't, because it's such a gift. It really is. With the Queen of Swords, there is a power to your voice, a power to your determination, your focus, your insight, your ideas that is astoundingly strong. You can be a little blunt during this time, Cancer, and people will say, okay, that's unlike you. But also when you're pushed to a certain point, you do get to be a bit blunt, or you can completely, retreat into yourself. It'll be one of two. But here I do see you as being much more assured, much more, much more powerful within yourself. And that's a very beautiful thing. I do see that there's a person around you who's very confident, who's very plain speaking, and they don't have to be an air sign energy. This is just going to be part of their personality. It might be within their chart and you don't even know it, right? But there's just going to be a person who's guiding you towards your dream and your desire, and has this very blunt, very pragmatic way of talking. Listen to them. Even if you feel a little bit sensitive, you feel a little bit raw, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I should be figuring things out on my own, or I should just be like hiding away right now. Don't do that. Don't do that. It is time to embrace your insight. You're seeing things and you're seeing people in a way that they don't really want to be seen, right? They want to hide behind their mask. And this is a time, Cancer, with this equinox, with this growth, with this expansion, with this, with the spring equinox, with the renewal and the release, where all of a sudden, all the ties that have been holding you, whether it's, fall equinox or spring equinox, whatever has been holding you back, you are breaking those chains and you are breaking those ties, and you are growing and becoming that person that you need to be. And you have a path that's coming before you. You have a way that's being laid out. And it's like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Like, I didn't know I could step that way. I didn't know I could move that way. I didn't know that that person couldn't be trusted, or I didn't know that I need to listen to that person. This is going to be very much, this is a time, okay, so what Spirit is saying is that this is a time very much intertwined with people, people's actions, people's coming together, what people are saying, how people are acting, and you're really in your element. You're very, very good with people, Cancer, so really, really trust those instincts and that power that's leading you forward, because the Queen of Swords, well, you have knowledge now. You're gathering up that knowledge, and you're going to see where it takes you. Because during this equinox, during this time of growth and renewal, you are going to find yourself gaining a voice, gaining a very powerful voice. Remember, we're also in Mercury retrograde, so that can make things a little bit, kind of tripped up a bit. But I also see that Mercury retrograde brings to the forefront what needs to be seen, what we would rather sweep under the rug and say, oh no, I don't see that at all. It's like, no. Now I see it. Now I'm saying it. Now I need to move forward in this way. And it brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the moon card. This is Pisces energy. But this is being very mindful of lies and deceit and whispers and secrets and just almost feeling like, well, I just have to know everything. Or even thinking that everybody's whispering behind our backs, because the Eight of Swords can definitely bring that sort of energy forward. The moon represents change. Pisces represents change. The mind and the body are always changing, always growing, always becoming. We can be overwhelmed by that, but we are also empowered by it. That we are always becoming something new. And that there is always hope leading us forward. Whether that be a blessing or a curse, that's up for debate. But here, know that change guides you. Know that you're seeing into the darkness. And with the moon leading you forward, that crescent, that bit of insight, that bit of understanding, it grows into so much more. And it leads us to our subconscious tarot message, which is judgment. We're rising out of the darkness. Judgment is rising out of the box that we were put in. And knowing that there is more here than meets the eye. And moving towards more. Either somebody put us in a box or we put ourselves in a box a while ago. And now we're saying, you know what, enough is enough. Now I get to rise. Now I get to be me. All right. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer, and may you have a blessed equinox.